welcome to Art 2427. Today I'm going to speak to you about angels, and I've got two paintings here. We'll speak about both of them, I think, because they both relate to angels. This is a scripture, this is based on a scripture in Revelation, and this is basically well, the title of this is just called Heavenly Hosts. It sounds a kind of strange term for people not familiar with the Bible or the things of Christianity. Heavenly hosts, what does that mean? It doesn't mean that you've got people in heaven that are kind of hosting a meal or something like that. Host is an old term, an old-fashioned term for army, for a great army. So the Bible mentions this many times in older translations, and some of the new ones as well, like the heavenly hosts. In other words, that there's armies in heaven, and armies of God, and that the Lord is the Lord of hosts, or the Lord of the armies of heaven. So the Lord is actually the chief, I don't know, what would you call him, the kind of the commander-in-chief of the armies of heaven, and that's what this painting basically represents. Here's some kind of a kind of abstract view of the earthly structures, and this is the kind of sky, and then above that you've got heaven, and then all of this lot here, this is representative, all this in the background, all this movement and colour and shapes, this is all the heavenly hosts and their activity, their might, and their what they're involved in. And some of it seems to be like almost like a whirlwind. All this up here seems to be like some kind of whirlwind. And it represents that they have a lot of power and a lot of authority, and they are warriors, the hosts, the armies. Armies of warriors, armies of fighters. So that's what's represented by this. There's a lot of energy and a lot of power, and down here we have all of this kind of turbulence and you know, just it's almost like scenes of violence, scenes of strife and violence, and what they're doing is they're fighting on behalf of God. They're fighting the forces of darkness and the forces of evil, the forces of Satan. So that's what they're doing. That's the heavenly hosts, and they're never still. They're always active, they're always in motion, they're always about God's business. They're always acting at the command of their commander-in-chief to achieve their purpose of his command. So that's that painting. And it's kind of related to this other one, and this is based on a scripture in Revelation chapter 12, the book of Revelation chapter 12. I'll read it to you. It's quite an important couple of verses. It's verses 7 and 8. It says, "Now war arose in heaven." Imagine that. War arising even in heaven. I suppose that's where we get war from on earth. If it started in heaven first, it's now come to earth. "Now war arose in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back. But he was defeated, and there was no longer any place for them in heaven." So what we have here is Michael, is the archangel, and his angels. They're fighting against the dragon, against Satan, and Satan was the dragon, and his angels. They fought back. So there's this war going on in heaven. But the dragon, Satan, he was defeated by this heavenly hosts, the heavenly army, and it says then there was no longer any place for them in heaven. And what happened? Satan was cast down to the earth, and a third of his angels, those ones who they're all defeated, there was no longer any place for them in heaven, so they were cast down onto the earth. And then we've had trouble since then, because Satan tempted Eve, and the whole story's gone on since then, the whole episode of mankind. So this is an abstract representation of that actual battle in heaven, with the forces of good angels fighting against the forces of the bad angels, and it's just a general picture of conflict and raging fights in heaven. So that's these two pictures, both about angels, both about combat, both about conquering, winning, losing. So hope you like those, and yeah. So I hope you like these two and got something from that. And until next time, thanks for watching.